Okay, so when they got back together, she decided that she was gonna save herself for marriage, even though they had already slept together, just because she found out that him and Taylor saved themselves for marriage.
Hey y'all, today I wanted to talk about the continuous controversy surrounding Cameron Griggs and his current girlfriend, Kalli Kodet, I think is how you say her name. I did a video on Taylor and Cameron Griggs a few months ago that goes into a lot more depth about Taylor's influencer journey, how she connected with Cameron and eventually married him.
Welcome to the 2023 Wedding of the Year, the marriage between Cameron Griggs and Taylor ROUSSEAU.
Oh shit! Everything that she's gone through, and I'm so proud of her.
Through all the negativity, and through all the hate, and through all the things that life throws at me, I know that you will always fight for me.
Can I get a yeah?
All the way to her sudden passing due to complications from Addison's disease. If you want to go watch that video or just skim through it, I'll link it here. After Taylor passed away, Cameron had seemingly moved on not even a year later when he announced his relationship with Kalli Kodet via TikTok. Although people thought it was a bit early to already be moving on, some supported him saying he deserved to be happy. Luckily though, the internet sleuths came to the rescue with receipts of Cameron's new girl dressing exactly like Taylor and even using what looks like the exact same clothing items as Taylor. I have more examples of this over in my other video, but here is one just to show y'all how bizarre this actually is. Taylor is on the left and Kalli is on the right.
Shining like the spokes on a brand new Eldorado.
Somebody's doing me right. Somebody's holding me tight.
Up until recently, this was all just people speculating and gossiping from posts online until it turned kind of personal. Cameron deleted all of his old videos of him and Taylor and made an announcement that he was leaving social media to maintain his privacy because he was getting too much hate for already dating a new girl. We will soon come to find out that the real reason he deleted his TikTok is because Kalli was jealous of his online past with Taylor. My assumption is he used this narrative as a way to make it seem like he was leaving social media to protect his peace and not actually because of his new girl. If privacy is really what he was after, he wouldn't have allowed Kalli to keep posting them on TikTok afterwards. In what way, shape, or form is that private?
She would get mad about Cameron posting Taylor's pictures, which he did admit that he was doing it mostly for the clout, which is crazy to me. And she also got really upset with the fact that he had a picture of Taylor in lingerie on his dresser.
Now, the reason we're talking about this again is because Kalli's supposed own friend and ex-roommate has come out to tell the uncomfortable truth about Kalli and Cameron's relationship.
I do want to start off by saying that I know that Cameron and Kalli do have a lot of supporters, and that's fine. I just personally don't think they're good people. Okay, so Kalli does have a picture with Taylor that Cam took in the stockyards from a few years back before she even really met Cam. And I asked her, like, have you ever showed Cam that picture or like told him about it? And she was like, no, because I feel like that's weird. It is. Cam did also tell Kalli that he didn't want her to be anything like Taylor, which I think is weird that he even had to explain that. Cam also told Kalli that Taylor weighed 120 pounds. So Kalli came to me saying, oh my gosh, she was so tiny, she was so skinny, she only weighed 120 pounds. Well, a few days later, she was like, I just need to get down to like 120 pounds. And I was like, So I honestly do feel for her family because of the way that Kalli and Cam would talk about Taylor's mom, Lori. They spoke very ill of her. They would say that she's bitter, that she's hiding behind all of the Remembering Taylor pages. And quite frankly, that's your mother-in-law. Like, that was an influence that came from Cameron that Kalli felt entitled to speak on her mother like that.
Apparently, Cameron has offered Kalli the position of running Taylor's boutique.
Okay, so Kalli came home and told me that Cam said that she could potentially run Taylor's boutique.
He's also apparently offered to let her wear some of Taylor's shoes.
She also said that Cam asked her for her shoe size because he was going to give her some of Taylor's boots.
The most disgusting of all, though, is that Cameron supposedly let Kalli try on Taylor's wedding ring.
One day when they were hanging out, Cameron was riding and he asked Kalli to hold his chain with Taylor's rings on it, and Kalli came home laughing about how she tried on Taylor's wedding ring, and I literally was like, you what? Like, I would haunt you for the rest of your life. That's weird and disrespectful.
A commenter says, to know Taylor wasn't the last one that wore her wedding ring is literally so fucking sad. And I could not agree with that more. That literally breaks my heart. The roommate also mentions a potential cheating scandal between Kalli and Cameron.
That he could sleep with someone else and she wouldn't give up. Do you even like him?
And makes a remark as well about how Kalli and Cameron will do horrible things and then hide behind the Bible, like Kalli posting videos and wanting to show off her butt.
Fall this way, you look at me.
I think they hide behind the Bible as a way to justify their behaviors.
And ironically enough, Cameron's response to this entire situation is a perfect example of just how he's doing that. He writes in a post, I got off social media for a reason. I got off because I'm happy. Life handed me a crap deck of cards, and I picked up my cross and I carried it. Have I always done the right thing? No, but God's grace and mercy is enough, and it is sufficient. I do not have to defend myself against lies. The internet loves to accuse people, but will never take a look at the accuser. It gives people the right to just say whatever they want unchecked. So I would advise everyone to just self-reflect before you go on social media and hop on a bandwagon full of false information. Go outside, touch grass, get off the internet, and spend time with loved ones. Believe it or not, the world keeps turning without TikTok. I owe nobody accountability of how I choose to live my life. I truly am so happy and I deserve that. But I will not stand by and let someone create the most heinous lies and spin narratives just for clout. So please use discernment and prayer before you decide to judge others. And then, of course, he goes into some Bible verses. When Jesus fought the devil, he answered him with the word of God. We are not called to fight battles with human method. The word of God is the only sword needed. We cannot humanly outdo evil, sinful, malicious attacks from the devil, but we can outstand him in truth, and God knows the truth. God is the only one we owe accountability to. So while y'all sit here and listen to the enemy lie through others on social media, I will be here happily diving into the word of God with sight only on the end goal of getting to heaven. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, let me take the speck out of your eye, when all the time there is a plank in your own eye? Hypocrite, first take the plank out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's. I feel like all Cameron did in this post was admit that he thought there was no life without TikTok. There's nothing worse than a sanctimonious, fake, judgmental Christian. Now, we don't know for sure if any of this is true. It is this woman's word against whatever Kalli and Cameron's stories are. However, there have been quite a few girls coming out in the comments with some stories of their own. There's even a potential receipt. Girl Mama said, I was going to say he did sleep with someone else. Evelyn replied, and did, then hid behind the Bible per usual.
Cam also cheated on her like 4 times, and I wholeheartedly believe that she stayed with him for the clout because all she cares about is the following.
Someone said, tried on her ring and went to her grave, which is literally just insane. Please, if I die, I would not want some bitch coming to my grave that I don't know. Building on the rumor that he cheated on Kalli, people are now considering the idea that Cam could have potentially cheated on Taylor. An interaction in the comments section goes, oh my, I pray to God he wasn't cheating on Taylor all those years. This is truly unbelievable. And Evelyn replies, this has definitely been a thought in my mind considering Taylor would make him keep his phone at home when he would go to work. That's suspicious. Another sleuth in the comment section says, go to the girl's Facebook. She shared Taylor's GoFundMe when she was in the hospital. She reposted outfit inspo from Taylor following remembering pages for her. The girl is a fucking weirdo. I couldn't have said it better myself. This last accusation, though, has to be the creepiest one of all. Someone says, wait, remember when she wasn't even dating Cameron and would go and sit at Taylor's grave? If she was doing that, that's just so wrong. And that's just
They
obsessive.
would also go sit at Taylor's grave together. And one day she came home saying that she went to Taylor's grave because she felt like she needed to get some sort of approval from Taylor.
Finally, though, it is time to talk about the potential receipt. Someone posted screenshotted messages of their conversation with Kalli. As you can see, she sends a picture of Taylor for hair inspo and says, what about this hair? LMAO, not it being Taylor. The friend replies, that would be cute too. I love the big hair.
You guys were not tripping when you were comparing like pictures of their outfits, because she 120% did go to Taylor's page for literally every outfit inspo.
Something is telling me this Kalli girl is calculated and psychotic. The fact she has to copy Taylor because Kalli obviously has no creativity shows who was good and who is evil. Evil doesn't create, it only steals. Cameron, for one, seemed far too happy to be out of his marital contract. And Kalli was a bit too eager to try and take over Taylor's entire personality and life. It's also gross to do and say mean things and then hide behind the Bible like God asked us to be judgmental and rude to everyone. This entire situation is very strange and is only getting stranger. My heart is with Taylor and her family because she is the only victim here. Poor girl married someone she thought would protect her forever, and she was horribly mistaken. That is the shit that breaks my heart the most. Let me know your thoughts on this situation. Is it all one big hoax and coincidence, or are we witnessing pure obsession? Let me know in the comments. It was great talking to you all, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.